Hi everyone. I've been reviewing No Foods, lots of products from No Foods, and there's some of them that I recommend and some of them that I don't. And so I want to talk about why, but also want to talk about allulose as a sweetener for low carb diets, specifically for ketogenic diets, for diabetics, etc. Because it's kind of a new thing and it's causing a lot of confusion, especially when people look at the label and it's not your typical way of calculating net carbs. And so I want to clear up the confusion about allulose. I want to clear up the confusion also about the net carb counts on the No Foods. And also want to share with you which products I don't recommend from No Foods and why. Because to be honest with you, most of them are delicious that I've tried so far. And I've taste tested just about all of them at least. So we'll start out. You can see in the background here, made with superfoods. This is the big box they sent me. So they sent me a lot of different things to try, to test out and review. And also got us a discount code, which I put there with the link as well to get you 20% off. But first, let me tell you what I don't recommend, why I don't recommend it, and also explain the whole thing with allulose. I also put a link in the description here, an article on Healthline that explains what allulose is and explains some of the things they've discovered about it so far, including the fact that it's actually good for you in quite a few ways, which is interesting. So first of all, what is allulose? Allulose is a sweetener that's lower calorie, lower carb. It tastes similar to sugar. So unlike erythritol and sucralose and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't have that icky aftertaste. It doesn't have that cooling or weird tingling effect on your tongue when you eat it. It doesn't taste like diet food or artificial sweetener, which is great. So it tastes like real food. It tastes like real sugar. So there are a couple of things, and like I said, I linked the article on Healthline, but I also have it in front of me here. So it's a rare sugar, but it is not metabolized by the body. It does not raise blood sugar or insulin levels and provides minimal calories. So there are a lot of other things they've concluded here from studies. It says in animal and human studies, it's found to lower blood sugar levels, actually, increase insulin sensitivity, and help protect the insulin-producing pancreatic beta cells. Blah, blah, blah. Lots of scientific stuff. So I linked to the article there. So here's the thing, though. On the No Foods, the big confusion has been coming in on the labels and what exactly is the net carb count. It's labeled with a certain amount of sugar. Let's take the No Cookie, for example, because this one has been super popular ever since it was featured in the September Keto Crate. So if you look at the nutrition facts, it says 42 carbs. That's the total carbs. And where the confusion comes in is that it says it's 4 net carbs per cookie. I see right there on the box, it says 4 net carbs. Now, one thing I want to tell you about all of their products is that they're made with real food. So you're not going to find, processed junk. You're not going to find preservatives. You're not going to find, any like crap in their products. So No Food products are made with all real food, all superfoods. So if you order from them, you need to keep your things in the refrigerator. If you order extra, like stock up, you want to put the extras in the freezer. But I keep my cookies in the refrigerator. They've been in there for 2 weeks and they're fine. So for those of you who have already ordered cookies, make sure you're keeping them in the fridge because they are all natural, made with real food, no preservatives, no junk. So that's important. And you can see that here on the box too, made with almonds, coconuts, egg whites, flaxseed, chia seed. They're non-GMO, grain-free, gluten-free, wheat-free, dairy-free, peanut-free, soy-free, yeast-free, paleo-friendly. Paleo-friendly basically means all real foods. So you can see that there. Anyway, so I have a special link there for these cookies. It's travelinglowcarb.com/cookie. Will take you directly to the page. So where the confusion comes in is it says 4 net carbs on the front of the box. It also says that on the page. But if you go to travelinglowcarb.com/cookie, which is the link I gave you here, you can click the net carbs section and it'll expand out. So where the confusion comes in is there's 12 grams of fiber per cookie. These cookies are huge, by the way. 28 grams of sugar, and that's the confusion, and 18 grams of protein, which is awesome. So the thing is, when they use allulose as a sweetener, right now they're still required to label it as sugar. And so that's where the 28 grams of sugar comes in. However, it only actually counts as 2 grams of sugar. So the math is on the box, but there have been a lot of questions about this lately in my low carb group, on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere. So the math is actually on the box that there's 26 grams of allulose is what you get to subtract. So 28 grams of allulose counts as 2 grams of sugar. So it is a new sweetener. It is really taking health foods by storm. You're going to be seeing allulose in a lot of products on the keto market, in the low carb communities for diabetics, etc. So I want you to be informed and educated on what allulose is, the fact that not only does it not raise blood sugar, it doesn't kick you out of ketosis, it doesn't induce cravings or any of that, but it can actually regulate your blood sugar and your insulin. It actually has some interesting health benefits, including helping you get rid of belly fat and visceral fat, the kind that's really dangerous for your body. I have been doing a lot of research on it myself because I've been eating the no foods since they sent me this big box of different things to review. And again, there are certain products I don't recommend, and I'm going to tell you why. And certain ones I love and want to stock up on. But I think this is important for you to know because when you go to look at the site, you may be like, oh my gosh, I want one of everything. And it's okay to want to try one of everything, but I want to give you all the information so you can make a good, smart decision. Because after having gotten this whole box of all kinds of different things, there are certain foods I wouldn't reorder, myself personally. And I want you to, spend your money wisely and get the things that you like and that are going to be the best for you. However, I want you to feel really comfortable with allulose. I've been eating no foods and I'm losing weight. Like my weight has really been stalled out since spring, I guess. And that happens. Of course, I'm so close to goal weight, as you can see here. I don't know how much me you can see between all these boxes, but I'm very close to my goal weight right now. And so I don't lose as fast. And, it takes me a lot longer to lose a pound at this weight than it would for some other people, especially because I stay low carb consistently. I stay in ketosis. So, at any rate, I'm losing weight again eating these foods. And so I'm so excited that I can eat a cookie for breakfast because it's almost 400 calories. So it's not a cookie, it's a meal replacement. And basically, if you're going to eat these as a cookie, you want to cut them in 4s. I mean, they're just huge. I'll show you in a second. They're like huge. Anyway, I want you to feel comfortable about eating allulose or using allulose as a sweetener or you can't. It's not real economical to buy allulose. You can find it on Amazon, and I'm happy to give you a link, but it's expensive. However, you're going to be finding it more and more in foods that are specifically created for low carbers or for diabetics or the keto community, paleo community, etc., because it is becoming extremely popular. So No Foods, the company, is not the only one using allulose. Quest Hero bars have allulose. The new Quest cereal bars have allulose in them. There are a lot of other products that are using this sweetener as well. So that's why I linked to a Healthline article so that you could read up on it and understand what it is, where it comes from, how it's made. It is all natural. It's not a processed or man-made or synthetic type sweetener. It does not give you tummy troubles, doesn't upset your stomach, doesn't spike your blood sugar, doesn't throw you out of ketosis, doesn't stall your weight loss, and it tastes amazing. It tastes like real sugar, like real food without that icky taste in your mouth afterwards that you can't get rid of. But like I said, there's some products I don't recommend, and I could chat all night about how much I love certain, things like the cookies are my favorite. I'll just go ahead and tell you straight up, the cookies are my favorite, and I'll show you why. But there's certain products I don't like, and not necessarily for the reasons you might think. So we'll start with, and I mentioned this in a recent blog post, but I know a lot of you missed it, and they have sales all the time. So I'm going to highly recommend that you go to the site. I put the link there, and go ahead and sign up for their email list because they do buy one, get one free offers. They send out really great recipe ideas, all kinds of cool stuff. So you can just go travelinglowcarb.com/cookie. And when you get there, the thing will pop up offering you a discount code. And just if you sign up for the email list, then you're going to get, if they have a special offer or a special deal and I happen to miss it. All right, so there are a couple of empty packages here. Sorry about that. There's a reason. So let's start off with not that. Let's start off with the waffles. It's an empty package right there. See that? All right, I didn't eat them though. I fed them to Aaron, and he loved them. Okay, so package has 4 waffles in it. Here's the thing: the waffles are 4 carbs each, 4 net carbs. I'm sorry, 4 net carbs each. So the waffle is only 180 calories, and it's 4 net carbs. The cookie is 4 net carbs and 395 calories. So for a meal replacement, like for breakfast, I would eat 2 waffles, 1 cookie. Okay? Now, the waffles are either chocolate chip or classic. These were chocolate chip. So if I eat 2 waffles, it's 8 net carbs. If I eat 1 cookie, it's 4 net carbs. And it's the same amount of calories. See what I'm saying? Like, so for me to get full, I would have to eat 2 of these. 1 of these, I'm way full. And so for me, like 4 net carbs versus 8 net carbs is a big deal. I do 20 net carbs a day max. And so if I had 2 waffles at 8 net carbs, that's almost half my carbs for the day. And I haven't had any vegetables or berries or, anything like that. And so I let Aaron eat these, and I took 1 bite. And I have to say they were good. Since they were chocolate chip and my cookie was also chocolate chip, I thought the cookie is more cookie-like and more chewy and sticky and cookie-like. The waffle is more waffle-like. They're thick, they're fluffy, they're delicious. I'm going to tell you they're great. Just I was too stingy with my carbs to eat them. So I gave them to Aaron. Now, here's what's great about the no waffles. I told you what I don't like about them is the carb count. That's plain and simple. 2 waffles is 8 net carbs. That's a lot to me. Plus, I already have my favorite pancake and waffle mix. That's a lot lower carb. If you want to know what it is, leave a comment, and I'll come back after this and let you know. Anyway, here's the thing. They're delicious. You just take them straight out of the refrigerator, pop them in the toaster, crisp them up. He likes his waffles crisp on the outside, and fluffy on the inside like I do. So we put them in the toaster and then flipped them and put them down the second time, and they were perfect. The no syrup, by the way, is a yes. This stuff is great. So if you were looking for a pancake syrup of some kind, definitely. So Aaron ate all 4. It was a big stack of waffles, and he used the butter and the no syrup, and he was like, amazing, excellent, very chocolatey. They're chocolate chip waffles. If you get classic waffles, they're not chocolatey, but the chocolate chip waffles are very chocolatey. They're very good. They're very convenient. Like I said, take them out of the refrigerator, pop them in the toaster. You've got a low-carb breakfast. However, my reasoning was I'm too stingy with my carbs. So when it came to the same amount of calories, the cookie was half the carbs as the 2 waffles. Make sense? They are delicious. I couldn't do it. Okay. So that's my reasoning. The waffles are amazing. The waffles are great. But I prefer, like I said, I use a different pancake and waffle mix that's low carb. That's a lot lower carb, like for 2 or 3 waffles versus these, although they're very good. So that's all about that. They are good. I personally would not order them for myself. So I'll stick to the pancake and waffle mix that I already love. Let's move on to the next empty package, because I also did not eat these. These are the No Better muffins. And the reason I did not eat these is because they're small. And I wish that the package wasn't empty so I could show you that, but Aaron ate them all. So once again, I let Aaron eat the muffins because he's a keto bodybuilder and he can eat more carbs than I can. But a muffin is only 67 calories. They're small. They are, let me see what it was on these. They're 2 net carbs per muffin. So the carb count sounds fine, right? But they're like this big, like this big. They're small. So if you ate 4 of them, again, that's 8 net carbs, 2, 4, 6, 8, right? And so to me, they were too small and I was too stingy with my carbs. Aaron said they were very good. So he said they had a nice muffin texture. They had a good taste. These, again, I want to say they were chocolate chip as well. And so between the waffles and the muffins, he said the waffles, chocolate chip waffles, definitely win. So they're too small for me. Even at only 2 net carbs each, I mean, I could pop like 3 or 4 of them if I were going to try to eat them for breakfast. You know what I mean? And so I'm going to say no to the waffles and no to the muffins for that reason alone, for carb count alone. They're low carb, don't get me wrong. It's just when it comes to making a meal out of it, if you were just going to have one little muffin with your bacon and eggs and it's only 2 net carbs, that's all fine and good. For me, for a meal replacement, I can eat one of the cookies and that's breakfast. And I'm so in love with those. So I'm being really stingy with my carb count. Okay, so the next thing I'll tell you about is the cupcakes, the No Better cupcakes. So I have chocolate, I guess they're called double chocolate cupcakes. Now these are, what's the carb count on these? I don't remember. These are like 6 net carbs, I think. I can't remember about the cupcakes. Does anybody know right off the top of your head? Because I'd have to look it up on the website. So Aaron, and I made Aaron taste test everything because he can afford the extra carbs. I did not eat one of these because I think they're 6 net carbs each. Here's what they look like. Beautiful, right? Yum. Chocolate cupcakes. They're dense and drier, I want to say, than the other No Foods products. And I want to say they were 6 net carbs for one cupcake. So there's, I'm making chocolate cupcakes this week that'll be a lot lower in carbs and a lot fluffier. I like smart cakes too. Those are really good. And those are 0 net carbs. If I remember right, these are 6 net carbs. It's heavy. Like this thing is dense. So it's a little bit dense and a little bit dry. So that's one I personally didn't eat and didn't recommend. And I did have Aaron eat one and he said, yeah, I wouldn't go out of my way to have another one. It was good. All their products are great. I can't say anything has been bad, but, I wouldn't necessarily, go out of my way. I wouldn't order them. I wouldn't go out of my way to eat them. In fact, you can see there's still that many left. Now, when you've got a man with a sweet tooth in the house, okay, and there's still a bag of cupcakes here, what does that tell you? We'll mark that off the list, right? The funny thing is I don't really have a sweet tooth, especially being in ketosis for so long. I don't know, consistently now, well over a year. Anyway, I don't really crave sweets. So he, though, however, has quite the sweet tooth, which is funny. So like I said, for there to still be a whole bag of chocolate cupcakes in the house, that should tell you. So I personally would not order the waffles, the muffins, or the cupcakes. That's just me. You're welcome to, or whatever. I just want to save you some money because if you think, I want to test this out or try this out, and the waffles are great. Like I said, they're super convenient. Whereas the waffle mix I use, I prefer to make pancakes because I can get more butter in them that way, frying them in the skillet. But of course I actually have to, mix up the batter and cut up the blueberries, and make them. So there's that, the convenience factor. So the other thing I want to share with you is the No Better bars. The bars on the site are good. They are 4 net carbs. It doesn't say that here on the package, but they are 4 net carbs for the bars. But they're not a typical low-carb bar. So that you know what to expect. I actually just ate one. I was so hungry before I came on here to tell you about this. So I was like, ooh, there's still bars left. Because I'm hungry. You know what's funny is I call these No Foods Doughnut. That's the brand. I call these No Cookies, as in no, you may not have one. They are mine. There's a distinction between no and no in my house. That got figured out real quick. All right, so the bars are 4 net carbs each. So here's the deal. If I'm going to place an order at No Foods and I have a choice between grabbing a bar on the go for a meal replacement, like breakfast on the way out the door or something on a road trip, which I do a lot, or I don't have time for lunch or need to keep something at work or at my desk. So then these are 210 calories and 4 net carbs. These are almost 400 calories and 4 net carbs. So at 400 calories is a meal for me. And these are so filling. This is a snack, honestly, and I'm still hungry. And I just ate one, and I'm still hungry because it's only 210 calories, but they're the same carb count. So me again being stingy with my carbs, and this texture, hang on one second. This texture is so good, and I'll show it to you in a second. And this texture is different. Like I said, it's not like a typical low carb bar. And I want to give you the full lowdown. So if you have any questions whatsoever, about any of these no foods products, please let me know, because I want to make sure you have all the details so you can make a decision, because the 20% off coupon code we have is a good discount. That is a really nice discount, because that's like, when you order several boxes of cookies, you basically get a box free. And speaking of price-wise, so because these are a meal replacement, they are not a cookie. If you eat these as cookies, you need to cut them in fours. But because they're a meal replacement, there's 4 cookies per box. It's $10 for a box of cookies, okay? But that makes it $2.50 per cookie. And when you use the 20% off, it's even cheaper, right? So for me, at $2.50 for a meal that I can eat, as a breakfast or, on the go or grab for lunch or whatever, $2.50 is a really good deal. But then that's full price. When you take off the 20% plus the free shipping with our coupon code, it becomes like kind of a no-brainer. So back to the bars. I like the bars. They're not typical low-carb bars. So I'm going to show you one. I showed you the cupcake. They're very heavy, very dense. The bars are a lot lighter. So Patricia said the cupcakes look wonderful, but 6 carbs, geez. Yeah, and they're kind of dense and dry. They're not my favorite. I've had better low-carb cupcakes, and I'm actually making low-carb cupcakes this week. All right, so the bars, I want to show you what to expect with these. And you can see the picture on the website, and this is what they look like. Now, you're going to expect a lot of coconut in the no foods products because they're made with all real foods. The bars are also chocolate chip. You see the texture? So if you don't like coconut, don't order. Anyway, so it's like cake or bread. And these have been in the refrigerator, so they're a little hard. So it's like cake or bread. You see that? So it's not like your typical low-carb bar, which is going to be like a chewy bar or whatever. So the texture is like cake or bread. So I had this for breakfast one day because it's only 200 calories. It's more like a snack. So I topped it with peanut butter. And it's really good with peanut butter. It's really good with cream cheese. It's really good like if you slice it in half and make a sandwich out of it, that kind of thing. But then you're, again, increasing the carb count. Because if you this is 4 net carbs, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter is 4 net carbs. That comes to 8 net carbs. And y'all, I'm carb stingy. I'm seriously stingy with my carbs because I really work hard at sticking to 20 net carbs a day for a reason. Anyway, so this is what to expect from them. They're like bread, kind of like a dense bread. They are chocolate chip. They do have more of a coconut flavor and texture than some of the other products do. They're good though. The texture's good. They're not like a typical bar. Like I said, they're like bread, bready or something. Anyway, they are good, but they're more of a snack. Erica's laughing. What was funny? All right. So let's get down to the donuts because that was what I was most excited about. I was most excited about the donuts. And I've decided I would not order the donuts because I was excited about the donuts because I hadn't had a donut in so long. And I told the story when I was talking about these last time. I told the story about the old donut shop I used to go to, and it brought back fond memories. And I was so excited about a low carb donut, but I'm not. They won't ever go in my shopping cart. Now I'm about to show you why. Erica's laughing because I'm carb stingy. Are y'all not carb stingy though? That's why this is such a big deal. When you look at the label and it says, oh my gosh, it's 42 total carbs. There's 28 grams of sugar. And that's why I really wanted to explain. Sorry, I'm shaking the table. That's why I really wanted to explain the use of allulose, what allulose is and how that works. So 28 grams of allulose calculates to 2 grams of sugar. So you actually get to subtract 26, kind of like you subtract sugar alcohol, right? And so I was explaining that earlier, but I linked to an article from Healthline that tells you all about what allulose is, where it comes from, all the amazing health benefits they're discovering about it, etc. So I want you to understand this. You're going to be seeing a lot of allulose. You're going to be seeing it in low carb foods, keto foods, all over the place. So it's very important to understand how it works and how it affects the body. So definitely read the article on Healthline. But basically, if there's 28 grams of allulose, they're required right now to label it as sugar. But 28 grams of allulose equals 2 grams of sugar. That's huge. It doesn't spike your blood sugar. It doesn't. It actually lowers your insulin, lowers your blood sugar. It's actually got a lot more health benefits than I realized. I've been doing some research on it. So understanding the labels, understanding how it's calculated, it's right there on the box. So it says 42 total carbs minus 26 for the allulose minus 12 grams of fiber equals 4 net carbs. So you can see that. So I wanted to make sure that you understood how that works. Carrie said, thanks for the allulose explanation. I love these cookies. We need to have some fun foods on keto. Well, let me tell you, no foods has totally opened up my low carb life. Like I'm talking, I say no foods, but it's because no foods is the company that introduced me to allulose. I am definitely hooked. Like I'm over the whole erythritol, any other artificial sweetener out there. Again, it's really expensive to buy allulose right now. It's mostly going to be, food manufacturers and in foods that you buy. You can buy allulose yourself, but it's just not really cost effective. I'll give you some links if you're interested for those of you that bake or that would prefer an all natural sweetener, because that's what allulose is. It's not a processed food. It is an all natural sweetener. And again, all of the no foods products are all natural, and they're made with superfoods, which means, which you can see on the box, which means that they need to be refrigerated. So if you ordered some no foods products like the cookies or the waffles or whatever, make sure you're keeping those in the refrigerator, because they have no preservatives. They have they have no preservatives. They're all natural. So Erica said links, please. And so the link is in the description. I gave you the link, but you can go to travelinglowcarb.com/cookie, and that'll take you to the cookie page on the site. But from there, you can get anywhere. My advice is when you go to that page, a thing will pop up to give you a discount code. Sign up for that, because that'll put you on their email list, and they have specials all the time, and they'll be like one-day specials. Let's see. So Calps said, I read up on it. So, and what were your thoughts on it when you read up on it? Because I've been really impressed, the more research I've done. Plus, Aaron and I, have been eating the no foods products, and neither of us have experienced any bloating. In fact, I'm losing weight again for the first time in a long time. Yes, you can freeze the cookies. You can freeze any of the no foods products, which is a good idea if you stock up on extras. Freeze your extras, but what you're in the process of eating right now, like the stuff that I've been eating on, I just keep in the refrigerator. My cookies have been in the refrigerator for 2 weeks, and they are doing fine. So it's even for a couple of weeks, they're just fine. So at any rate, so let me explain why I don't recommend the donuts, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the syrup's amazing. So if you need a good pancake syrup that doesn't taste like artificial sweetener and doesn't taste like icky in your mouth, like you want to brush your teeth 17 times after you've eaten it, no foods syrup is amazing. I'm definitely recommending that. So that's on the list. So yes, the allulose is very interesting. I love the fact that it doesn't spike your blood sugar. Not only that, it actually works to regulate your blood sugar. Like, read the article from Healthline that I shared. It's shockingly amazing. So I'm definitely recommending the cookies, definitely recommending the syrup. I also recommend the wraps, and I'll get to those in a second and show you the wraps. How many of you saw my tuna melt? Anybody see my tuna melt? The tuna melt was amazing. I made with the low carb wraps. So the syrup, if I know the carb count, 0 net carbs per serving. 10 calories, 0 net carbs. So, yeah. So, and it's all natural as well. Good stuff. So I liked the donuts, and I was really sad that I will not be ordering more donuts. And I'll explain why, because I think this is important. Well, first let me show you the wraps real quick. There is a chocolate chip that I dropped off that bar. I snuck a chocolate chip. That was really good. So, oh, Dawn said I saw the wrap. Yeah, my tuna melt was amazing. All right, so the wraps, my package says 2 net carbs. See that? These also have allulose in them, I think. So yeah, they do. However, on the website right now, these are marked as 3 net carbs. So I'm not sure if they changed the ingredients or if they changed the size of them or what happened exactly there. Robert said, wow, you just made my whole week with that syrup. You're amazing. Thank you. You're going to love the syrup. So go to travelinglowcarb.com/cookie. That is my special link, and I do have a special discount code for us for 20% off and free shipping. And these are the benefits I get. They send, and they send me foods to review. I'm going to tell you what not to buy in addition to telling you what to buy. But I'm also going to tell you why, because I think it's important for you to make your own decision. But if you have all the facts, then you can make a better buying decision. I don't want you to waste any money on products and feel disappointed. I don't want you to, buy these cookies and then look at the label and go, oh my gosh, 28 grams of sugar, I'm screwed. Because it's allulose. And like I said, 28 grams of allulose is actually only 2 grams of sugar. So I want you to be aware of this because allulose is going to be showing up everywhere. No Foods is not the only company. Quest bars are using it. Lots of companies are going to be using it. So the more educated you are about how to calculate allulose in your net carbs, the health benefits of allulose, what it is, where it comes from, I think it's important for us to know these things. The fact that it's all natural and all natural sweetener makes me really, really happy. Let's see. All right, so the wraps. The wraps, mine say 2 net carbs. The website says 3 net carbs. I don't know what they changed. I'm going to have to find that out, but you can see that there. So they changed something since they sent me these. Anyway, these I love. Okay? And I've opened the package. I've eaten 2 of them, and I was in love. And I will tell you, I used to get the low-carb tortillas. Have you ever had a low-carb tortilla? It's like a tortilla, right? So these are not like that at all. Let me get this open all the way so I don't tear it up because I'm tearing this one. So these are not like the low-carb tortillas at all. They're different. Like, do you see that? Whereas the low-carb tortillas are kind of like stiff or whatever, these are more like, well, have you ever made those like cream cheese pancakes or egg crepes? They're kind of like that. So, they have 4 different kinds of cookies. Oh, that's another thing. I'm so glad you asked. Debbie asked, do they have different kinds of cookies? They have 4 flavors. They have chocolate chip, double chocolate chip, lemon, and cinnamon. There was one exception. Nobody but one person liked lemon. Most people did not like the lemon cookies. And there were people who ordered the lemon cookies because they like lemon cookies and didn't like them. So my favorite is chocolate chip and double chocolate chip. I haven't got to try the cinnamon yet. I want to try the cinnamon because I'm using them as a meal replacement for breakfast. So I think the cinnamon cookie would be amazing. Anyway, these are the wraps, and this is what they're like just straight out of the refrigerator. They're yummy. Oh, wish you could smell that. Can you smell that? That smells really good. Anyway, these are really yummy. I can actually eat that right now because the bar did not fill me up. That's why I said I wouldn't order the bars. So the wraps, here's what I'm going to recommend if you're going to have the wraps. Get a nonstick skillet, toss a tablespoon of butter in it over medium heat, and fry this wrap on both sides in that real butter. So if you toast it in butter first, and then you roll it up and you make like a spinach turkey wrap or a bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast burrito with salsa and sour cream and all that. Ooh, yum. I'm seriously, this bar did not even cut it. That's why I'm saying I don't recommend the bar. I am hungry right now. Anyway, here's what I'm doing with this next. So I made a tuna melt out of these, and it was so good. If you didn't see my tuna melt, let me know. I'll find it and give you the picture. Anyway, the next thing I'm going to do with these, I broke that one getting it out of the package, my bad. So the next thing I'm going to do with these is I'm going to throw a tablespoon of butter in the skillet. I'm going to toast it and brown it in the butter on both sides with some cinnamon, and I'm going to make cream cheese crepes with blueberries and strawberries. How does that sound? That sounds fabulous to me right now. So yeah, I don't like when I eat a low carb food and I'm still hungry. I'm hungry right now. Nika said, their products are on back order. I've been waiting since last week, but I ordered the snack pack that has all your no's, LOL. So I guess no hurry. I'm in maintenance and will use them probably just as occasional desserts. Well, you know what, Nika? They're all good. They really are all good. All their products are fabulous. They all taste good. And so I got the snack pack too, and I've been eating the products. The thing I'm saying is that I'm carb stingy. And for people who are not in maintenance, I think that's, kind of an important thing. So for me, it's more of a comparative review. Having those, treats, and let's just talk about that for a second. There are two types of people. There are people who, if you give you a low carb cookie, give me a low carb cookie, and it's going to send me off the rails because it just like ignites your sweet tooth or whatever. Then there's people like me who, this is the only way I can stay on track. Because if I didn't eventually have a low carb donut, it was other kind of donut was going to happen. Eventually. If I didn't have some kind of low carb sweets now and then I would go off track to have them and then have to get back in ketosis. And I used to do that all the time until I started finding some really good high quality low carb replacements for foods I used to go off plan for. And so having low carb treats that are all natural, all health food, good for you, and no preservatives and all that, I think is a good thing. I think it's a great thing. So the things that I called no's versus no foods, they're not bad. The waffles are good. Like I said, Aaron ate a big stack of 4 and smothered in the no foods syrup and all, and he loved it. He was like, wow, that was an amazing plate of waffles. And so then right after he ate them, I said, how do you feel? He said, I feel fine. 20 minutes later, I said, how do you feel? Because this was new for us too. Allulose is new for us too. And No Foods is a new company for me. And so 20 minutes later, I said, how do you feel? He goes, I feel fine. And both of us eat so clean and eat so in low carb that the least bit of sugar, like we go out to eat somewhere and something has sugar in it that we weren't expecting, we're tanked and we feel it immediately. Get that kind of carb coma thing going on, or that sickly feeling like, that sickly feeling you get when your blood sugar spikes up and you feel kind of nauseous. So we're both extremely sensitive to that. So I checked on him like every 10 or 15 minutes after he ate this big plate, 4 waffles stacked up, smothered in syrup or whatever, and kept doing that, carb check. And he's like, no, I feel amazing. High energy. He said, I don't feel bloated. He said, I don't feel stuffed. He said, I would think after eating that huge plate of waffles, I would feel like stuffed, but he didn't. So I didn't eat them. I had one pinch off the edge because I'm carb stingy. Madai, I don't know how to pronounce your name, said, I didn't care for the bars, but loved the wraps and the waffles, the chocolate ones, and I'm waiting on my cookies. You are going to love those cookies. So the bars, yeah, they're more like a breadstick. Robert said, how does their syrup compare to taste to the Walden Farms syrup if you've ever tried it? That's a great question, Robert. I haven't tried Walden Farms syrup. Aaron's a big fan of Walden Farms products like their honey mustard and stuff. I haven't tried it. I've always used Nature's Hollow syrup, but it does have an artificial sweetener taste to it, but I still love it. It's it has always been my favorite. The No Food syrup doesn't have an aftertaste because it uses allulose and it's an all-natural sweetener. All right, so the donuts. I think this is important because we've covered the wraps, the waffles, the muffins, the cupcakes. We've covered everything except the cookies and the donuts. So I want to, the donuts are good. Okay, don't get me wrong. The donuts are very good. But I'm about to tell you why I won't be ordering them. They won't go in my shopping cart. So I've already explained there's 4 types of cookies. We all get the allulose thing now, right? Because there were a lot of questions. And some people got really upset. Like I got personal messages. I got private messages and direct messages and Instagram DMs, and I got some nasty messages from people who said, you recommended these cookies and they're 28 grams of sugar. And I apologize for not explaining it better. I did a couple of videos, I did a couple of posts, but not everyone saw those. And so now that we all understand how the net carbs is calculated using the new all-natural sweetener called Allulose, hopefully everybody will be a little more comfortable with that. Let's see here. Stephen said, I don't need cookies, really. And Madai, I hope I'm saying your name right, said, I love the syrup. Hated everything Walden Farms. Tastes very fake to me. Okay. So the syrup is definitely a winner. Yeah, Aaron was a big fan of that. All right, so I have 2 cookies left. These are called no cookies, as in, no, you can't have them. They're mine. Everything else is called no foods products. These are called no. Just no. N-O. All right, so I have 2 cookies left, and it is the double chocolate chip and the regular chocolate chip. I'll show you those. These are 4 net carbs each, and they're huge. So I'll open these because I think I have exactly 1 Ziploc bag left, so I can reseal them or seal them back up, show them to you. They are beautiful. They are thick. They are thick. They are chewy. They are the size of my face. You see that? Double chocolate chip, y'all. Thick, chewy, beautiful. Like, oh my gosh. They're like, can you see that? Oh, beautiful. I dropped chocolate chip. We'll have that. All right, so let's wrap this up and let me explain why I don't recommend the donuts. So the donuts, so these are 4 net carbs. See? There's the 4 net carbs right there. So these are 4 net carbs. They're almost 400 calories. They are not a cookie. If you eat them as a cookie, you need to cut them into 4s. They're huge. You couldn't finish one as a snack or a cookie. But for a breakfast, a meal replacement, grab and go, something to eat at your desk, something to eat in the car, something to keep you on track when you're otherwise going to go off the rails. These are almost 400 calories. They're the perfect meal replacement for only 4 net carbs. The donuts are 6 net carbs. See that? There it is. The donuts are 6 net carbs and half the calories. So again, going back to the bars, I would have to eat at least 2 donuts to equal 1 cookie. And that would be 12 net carbs for 2 donuts. So 12 net carbs for 2 donuts. They're delicious, by the way. They are also chocolate chip. They have a thing for chocolate chip at this place. They are delicious. They're beautiful. They're like cake. Not like the dough donuts, but like cake donuts. And chocolate-covered cake donuts used to be my favorite. So I was really excited about these because they're cake-like donuts, and they are chocolate chip. So, but they're 6 net carbs each and half the calories of the cookie. So if I eat these for breakfast, I'm going to need 2. Otherwise, it's just a snack that's just going to leave me hungry like that bar did a while ago. Anyway, that's 12 net carbs. There's no way. I'm too stingy. I'm not going to spend 12 net carbs on breakfast. Anyway, so let me show you the difference. So the donut is good. It's beautiful. It's chocolate chip. It tastes good. You can warm it up in the microwave and then drizzle some sugar-free like chocolate icing or whatever on it. However, look at the difference, like the size difference. And this is not even a good comparison. Hang on. So the cookie is thick. Like, it's hard to show you, but the cookie is so much bigger. I don't know if you can see that. The cookie is so much bigger. So what I'm saying, though, is the donut is good, but at 6 net carbs for 1 donut and 4 net carbs for 1 huge cookie. Like, whoop, and I already broke that one in half, so that's not going to work. The difference, you know, that's a huge difference, right? I know we're only talking 2 carbs, but you'd have to eat 2 of these donuts. Look. We're comparing donuts to cookies. You'd have to eat 2 of these donuts for breakfast and 1 of these cookies for breakfast. So we're not really talking about 2 net carbs. We're talking about 4 net carbs versus 12 net carbs. Because for the same calorie count, and we're talking about a snack versus a meal, this is what we're really comparing. 2 donuts versus 1 cookie. And these are chocolate chip too. So I just as soon rather have the chocolate chip cookie. Wouldn't you? for 4 net carbs versus 12 net carbs. I'm carb stingy. Like, now my fingers are sticky. So that's the lowdown on no foods and why I don't recommend the donuts, the cupcakes, the muffins, or the waffles, although they're all delicious. They are. So if you have them and you're going to eat them, just be aware of that. And, make smart choices based like for example, if you want to have a donut, have it with your bacon and eggs or have half a donut. Or if you want to have the cookies, like as a treat, cut them in 4s. Because that is one heck of a cookie. That is huge. They're thick. Let me just show you again. Like, oh my gosh. They're like, if you warm that up in the microwave for a few seconds, oh my, that's like, these double chocolate chip cookies are like rich, chewy, chocolatey brownies. The chocolate chip cookies are like thick, sticky, chewy chocolate chip cookies. There is the nice hint of coconut with it as well because they're all real foods, all natural. I'm with the sticky fingers now. Anyway, so any questions about that? My recommendation on no foods is the 3 flavors of cookies, not the lemon. So the cinnamon cookies, chocolate chip cookies, double chocolate chip cookies. TravelingLowCarb.com/cookie. There's a coupon code as well, so look for it. I gave you the link and the coupon code. 20% off is a decent discount plus free shipping, so it's like a no-brainer. And someone mentioned they're on back order right now or that it's taking a long time to get your packages. So for those of you who have ordered and it's taking longer than usual to get your package, that's my fault. I apologize because I have been recommending these and promoting these all over the place, so I am working with No Foods. And so they're having a little bit of trouble keeping up with the volume of orders that I've been sending them. So just be patient with that. So I do recommend the 3 flavors of cookies. I do recommend the syrup, and I do recommend the wraps. The wraps are amazing. The wraps are going to change my low-carb life because I'm going to make some cream cheese crepes, and I'm going to toast them in cinnamon butter, like buttered cinnamon butter. Yeah, I'm going to toast them in butter and cinnamon in a skillet and then make cream cheese wraps with berries. Oh, that's going to be a good breakfast. Will I put syrup on them? Probably. Stuff's really good. 0 net carbs. So I don't know. I'm not saying I don't recommend the waffles. The cupcakes, nah. Aaron and I, neither one liked those. He ate the entire bag of muffins. He said the muffins were good. The muffins are definitely good. So I'm not saying they're not good. I'm not saying don't buy them. I'm just saying for 2 net carbs each, they're small, and I would have to eat quite a few of them. So they're good. All their products are good. Except the cupcakes I didn't really care for, but that's because I'm spoiled. I have better options as far as cupcake mixes and plus the Smart Cake cupcakes. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview since I've had the opportunity. They sent me a box to review, and this is the reason I do this. The reason I do this is so that you know what to buy, what not to buy, how to calculate the net carbs, what's what it's made out of, I tested it on myself and I'm losing weight. Finally, for the first time in months, my weight is dropping and I've been eating the No Foods products. I've been through 2 full boxes of cookies minus these. So that means I've eaten 6 cookies. I haven't tried the marshmallows, but they get great reviews. There are a couple other products on the site I haven't tried yet, but the marshmallows are getting great reviews. Are they keto and are they good for keto, Karen? Yes. Not only are they ketogenic, all of their products are all natural. And they're soy-free, peanut-free, dairy-free, wheat-free, gluten-free, which is great. All their products, grain-free, non-GMO, all natural. They have no preservatives. They're made with real food. That means when you order them, you need to keep them in the refrigerator. That's very important. So, yes, they are low-carb, ketogenic, diabetic-friendly, and all paleo. Like, anybody can eat them. Like, they're peanut-free, soy-free, yeast-free, no cholesterol, dairy-free. So, like, anybody can eat them unless you're allergic to coconut or chocolate or something like that. So most of their foods are made with almonds, coconuts, egg whites, flaxseed, chia seed, that kind of thing. Just real food only. So anyway, I wanted to share with you why I personally won't, order the waffles, the donuts, the muffins. They're all really good. They're delicious. Aaron ate the whole bag of waffles. I had one pinch off the edge just so I would know the taste and the texture for you guys. And they are delicious. They were really good. And he had no side effects whatsoever. And like I said, we're both extremely sensitive. So if we happen to get something that we think is decent, like at a restaurant, and, we can tell immediately, how it affects us. And the muffins, I took one pinch off of that. Great texture, nice muffin texture. They're really good, but they're very small. And at 2 net carbs each, that's not bad if you were just going to eat one muffin on the side of your big breakfast plate. But for me, I'm more interested in having something I can grab on the go or use as an actual meal when I don't have time to cook a big breakfast. So if I had time to cook, I could make my own muffins or what have you. So you saw that recently that Aaron made blueberry muffins. If you missed that, let me know and I'll give you the link, because we made 3 new desserts. We made low-carb blueberry muffins, low-carb chocolate walnut cookies, which were more like brownie bites, and blondies with muesli in it. Crunchy coconut, vanilla, cinnamon muesli. It was so good. But anyway, I wanted to let you know my thoughts on the no foods. I also wanted to explain the use of allulose. I linked to the Healthline article so that you can read up on that and see not only what it is, where it comes from, but also some of the health benefits they're discovering about it. So it's a brand new sweetener. You're going to be seeing it a lot more. It's going to be, it's hitting the keto communities pretty heavy. So you're going to be seeing it more. Like Quest uses it, No Foods uses it. Lots of different companies are starting to use it now. So I want you to get familiar with how allulose is calculated, and how you calculate it into net carbs, because they are currently still required to label it as sugar. So I'll go over it one more time super quick, and I did give you a link in the description here. There's a link to a Healthline article, so that explains it. But as far as how to calculate it, it's on the package. But if you go, this is my cookie box, but if you go to travelinglowcarb.com/cookie, click on net carbs to expand that section, and it will show you the math. So here's what it says. It says that the cookies are 4 net carbs. See that on the front of the box? Whoop, wrong side. 4 net carbs. Right there. All right, so then on the back, it says total carbs is 42, sugars is 28. So I'm going to show you that real quick. So the thing is allulose. They're required. It's a brand new sweetener that people, food manufacturers, specifically diabetic, keto, paleo, low carb, are just starting to use. So they are required to label it as sugar. But 28 grams of allulose, I found more chocolate, is 2 grams of sugar. So you can subtract 26 of those grams like you subtract sugar alcohol. So they show the math right here on the box. So I know there's been a lot of confusion about that. A lot of people were really upset. I got some nasty messages, actually. So my apologies for if you missed my earlier videos or if you missed my earlier updates or blog posts about this. I put those out on my blog at travelinglowcarb.com. But I know a lot of people missed it. You might have been busy or just didn't cross your screen in time or whatever. So if you got a box of these and you were shocked or upset, or whatever, hopefully that explains it and hopefully that clears it up. It's just that they are required to label allulose as a sugar. However, 28 grams of allulose is only 2 grams of sugar. So you can subtract 26 just like you subtract sugar alcohol. So hopefully this will give you some ideas about the products I prefer from No Foods, why I prefer them, because I'm carb stingy, because honestly, everything I've tried from there so far has been really, really good. The only exception being I thought the cupcakes were dense, and that's probably just because I'm spoiled on, the mixes I've used to make my own, or the Smart Cakes, which are really light and fluffy and 0 net carbs. If you need the link for Smart Cakes, please let me know. I'll give you the link for Smart Cakes, because they're 0 net carbs, they're amazing, and I can show you the picture of how I eat them, which is like, you know me, I love to get like all creative with my foods and make a meal out of them. So Yeah, I don't necessarily just eat a cupcake to have a cupcake, but if I'm going to have a cupcake, I'm going to make some big meal out of it. Right. But I didn't like the no foods cupcakes. I thought they were dense. They're really heavy. They're 6 net carbs each. So for me, that's just too much because I'm carb stingy. But all their other products I've tasted have been amazing. I'm in love with the wraps. Again, the wraps, the 3 out of 4 flavors of cookies, and the syrup would be my highest recommendations. And with the 20% off and free shipping, the coupon code that I gave you guys, definitely check it out. And if you'll go to travelinglowcarb.com/cookie, just remember nobody likes the lemon. I don't know why. Nobody likes the lemon cookie. All right. Have a great rest of the day or night. Hopefully that gives you some ideas about what's good, what's not, why, how I feel about it, etc. I would love to hear what no foods products you have tried and what you think about them. And or after you read the article at Healthline about allulose, what are your thoughts on that?